250. It's 250. It's 250 today. 250 years ago, the Declaration of Independence was adopted by the Second Continental Congress. Let's go, USA, baby. Let's go, USA, USA, USA. Yeah, yeah, USA. I love it so much. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, USA! Okay, I put on the traditional, 4th of July shirt in my videos. But yeah, USA. All the way. Also, there's the Philippines as well, right? That's also in the title. The Philippines, 80 years ago, full independence. The Filipino people do celebrate their independence on April 12th, because that's the 1898 date. But it didn't last long. I'm talking about the actual modern independence, like the contiguous one from 1946. So we got 2 dates to celebrate today, like always, except for last year. We do not talk about last year. Didn't make it. But 250 years ago. Isn't that crazy? Second Continental Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence, something that Thomas Jefferson, along with the help of John Adams and Benjamin Franklin, made. And in the process, Thomas Jefferson invented the swivelly chair. That's not what it's called, right? It's the chair that turns. Spinning chair, whatever. I don't know. But also, 80 years ago, in 1946, the U.S. officially recognized the Philippines as an independent, sovereign nation. And the U.S. flag in the Philippines was lowered, and the Filipino flag was raised. And the first Filipino president was inaugurated that day. Pretty cool, right? I don't think it was that day. Okay, I was right, because I'm always right. What? You haven't talked in this entire video, I just realized that.
Oh, hello.
That's it? How about you bring out the merchandise? Bring it out for me, come on. Oh yeah, I got a hat. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I have this. Also, he's here. Oh yeah, I got a duck. No. Thank you. You can just put that in the pan. Oh, look. I'm rich. I found dirt. Anyways, maybe you can talk about the parade.
It was 12 minutes long. It wasn't as long as it usually is.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know. But, yeah, someone passed out.
Well, that was like a few hours ago. Like an hour or 2 ago. Not the parade, though, right?
Next year, I want a 30-minute parade mayor.
I want candy. Yeah, this new mayor sucks.
Nah, he's not that bad.
I'm not kidding. I was expecting, like, since it's 250, it would be like a big whole parade, bigger than they ever did, but no.
I want that drone show to be good after those fireworks tonight. And if it's not, I want that big parade for 251.
To make up. We gotta wait another 50 years. 300. It was just like, but it was like just a few golf carts, right? That are decorated in like American. That's all. And like a 250 balloons, yellow balloons, in the front. All right. I'll show a video at the end.
Give me that duck.
Oh, you want the duck? George Washington. Oh no. Here, just take the duck. Oh! Direct hit.
I'm not good at playing games.
Oh. Okay.
Pictures before I cut.
The camera's up here.
Yeah, just to be safe.
So,
Not a bad idea. Yeah.
Right? You're done. Okay, so okay, so I'm back here. Not back here. I don't think I've ever showed this place on camera. I mean, there were some videos back in the day that me and Tyler made, but I never in here, but I never really posted them. Tyler's doing something. He can't come, you know. He's doing something else. Damn, another one. It's been happening throughout the day. People getting hurt, passing out. The heat. Anyways, yeah, so he's doing something, and back at the original place, original spot, that's something's happening there, so I can't be there, and I can't be outside either, because there's a lot of commotion going on. So I'm here. I'm at my place, and I'm gonna continue the rest of the story. So as Tyler was, you know, he got the camera, as you saw. Enough delays. We're gonna be talking about how the exact paper, the exact document of the Declaration of Independence. First off, I would like to start off. Oh no, Doc, no! He's dead on the spot. Look what I have here. Oh my God! Take him out, George. Now that I've got that out of my system, or out of their system. So, the original document was Thomas Jefferson mainly just wrote it. Mainly wrote the Declaration. Got help from Benjamin and John Adams, Benjamin Franklin. But he mainly made the whole thing. He made a bunch of drafts, a bunch of like rough drafts, and before it was finally from like June 11th. He was doing that since June 11th, and then on June 28th, he and the committee that he was assigned to write a statement to justify separation from Great Britain, called the Committee of Five, presented their rough draft to the Continental Congress, the Second Continental Congress. This one is very loose. I gotta put my finger up this. You weren't even there. You were in New York! And so they presented it, they read it aloud, and then they set it upon a table for everyone to see and debate some more whether they actually should like separate from Britain, because it was a topic of controversy and discussion. You know, like, should we do it? Should we not? And they voted on July 2nd. And then on July 2nd, they voted to sever ties with Great Britain and to gain independence, establish independence, and establish the United States. So basically they voted like, should we do it? Okay, I guess we're doing it. And then over the next 2 days, the Continental Congress revised the declaration that he had made, the rough draft of it. They revised it and finalized it and like got rid of a whole bunch of things actually, because even though, and Thomas was devastated because he believed those things were like important to include in the Declaration. One of the big thing that was in there before but then got taken out and not in there anymore is how Thomas Jefferson wrote. He condemned slavery in the Declaration and said it was all King George III's fault for the transatlantic slave trade. And he would condemn slavery in one of the passages. It was a 168-word paragraph, but the Continental Congress voted to get rid of it. So the vast majority wanted to get rid of it, and it was taken out. A whole lot of things were taken out, and Thomas was upset. And then they voted on July 4th, they voted to adopt it, and it worked, and they adopted the Declaration of Independence, the U.S. I'm getting sick and tired of saying that, Declaration of Independence, but you know, I just gotta. And so they did it, they adopted it on July 4th, and that's the day we celebrate. So after the Second Continental Congress adopted the finalized version of the Declaration of Independence, the Committee of Five wrote down the edited version, right? The one that they approved upon, and they gave it to a guy named John Dunlap in Philadelphia, and he worked at printing press. They gave it to him and said, "Yo, Johnny boy, can you print 200 copies for us?" Well, they didn't actually say 200 copies, but print copies of this document. And so he did. And so over the night of July 4th and 5th, he printed over 200 copies to be delivered all across the colonies and colonial assemblies and the Continental Army, just to be read aloud. But though the first actual public reading didn't occur until July 8th in Philadelphia, actually. But the Declaration, what it says in the Declaration, was in the newspaper by July 6th. And in a way, the copy that Committee 5 made, the handwritten one that they gave to John Dunlap, is the actual Declaration of Independence, because that is the first one to be written as the finalized edited version. Because Thomas Jefferson's drafts do not count because they're only drafts, right? But this was the clean, revised version. But unfortunately, after John Dunlap was done putting in the letters for the typeset, right? He threw it away. Yeah, he threw it away. He threw away the document because during that time it was seen as, this is only for me to put it in. So after I'm done arranging all the letters, then this is useless to me now. And then they just threw it away because it's just to them it was waste. It was useless. Also, another reason was the Second Continental Congress was big on strict policy. So to keep this news of a separation secret, and the edits that they made also secret compared to the originals, so no one would know. But we know because Thomas Jefferson made more. He made his draft. He made more of his drafts to show to his friends later on. Pretty crazy. The one that we think of, I actually forgot the document at my house. I was supposed to bring it, but I forgot. The actual one that we think of was handwritten after all those copies were made. It was just handwritten from the printing press version, and it started to be signed on August 2nd. And that's the one that was signed on August 2nd. Well, signed over the course of multiple days, but it started on August 2nd. And that same document is now being held at the National Archives in Washington, D.C., which became the capital in, I believe, 1791? Because New York was 1790. Or something. I don't know. The capital switched from Philadelphia to New York to Washington, D.C. That's in the future. Anyways, so yeah, the actual Declaration of Independence that we think of is a fraud and a copy, not the original. And on July 19th, the Congress ordered for there to be a handwritten, very fancily written by that cursive version of the Declaration of Independence to be signed. And so after July 19th, they made it. So there's that. But one more thing. On the Dunlap broadside, which is what they call the printing press versions of the Declaration of Independence that John Dunlap made, on the Dunlap broadside copies, there's actually not handwritten, but just in typeset. So there's the signature or the names of John Hancock, who was the president of the Continental Congress, and James Thompson? No, Charles Thompson, who was the secretary of the Congress. Their names were on all of the copies, on order and behalf of the Continental Congress, as it literally says on the copies, on the printing press copies. I like to add that, by the way. So in a way, John Hancock and Charles Thompson are the first to sign the Declaration of Independence before everyone else, before it was actually really signed. But nah, whatever. And anyways, John Hancock was the actual first to handwrittenly sign the Declaration of Independence on August 2nd. So either way, he's always the first. But hey, that's in the future. So we're talking about July 4th, not the future. And everything before it. So there it is. It's over. It's done. It's done. This July 4th video is done. I'm so sorry it took so long. I'm so sorry it's so many minutes. But you know what? It was all worth it because it's 250. It's 250. It's 250th birthday of the United States of freaking America. Ah! I lost control there for a second. Ah! I forgot to scream at the Washington. Sorry. Also. Oh wait, the Philippines. Yeah, I forgot the video was also about the Philippines as well. In accordance to the Philippines Independence Act of 1934, which guarantees that the Philippines can become independent from the United States through a 10-year transitional process. But of course, World War II, was it 1935? Okay, yeah, it was 1934. And, World War II came along. Japan occupied the Philippines, so that disrupted the process. So it should have been in 1944, but it was in 1946. July 4th, 1946, is when the U.S., relinquished all claim to jurisdiction on the islands and recognized the Philippines as an independent nation. And and that's happened because Harry S. Truman, signed a proclamation to do that. Harry S. Truman being the U.S. president, by the way, at the time. And, of course, July 4th was chosen because, come on, it's the United States. Why wouldn't they choose July 4th to be a country's Independence Day? And that's all for the video. I'm done. It's over. It's done. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Happy 4th of July for the United States, and sorry for the Philippines. I know it's not your Independence Day, but 4th of July, come on. Let's be honest, you gained independence on 4th of July. April 12th was a flick. Goodbye. John Adams would disapprove.